Pro. I don't know why my camera's so dark. I assume it's the YouTube API. But there she is, and we're here at the fun fair. I realised the other day it was being built when I came to do a piece to camera, and I thought, well, it's no good doing a piece to camera with the fun fair behind me, is it? It's probably not going to be ideal. So I didn't do a piece to camera. But I've come back today for the first time, and the fun fair is well underway being built. So what I've done, I've actually done some shots with the Mavic 4 Pro. Now, somebody or some of you based in the UK might ask, how can you do that? How can you fly a Mavic 4 Pro over a fun fair? And the simple answer is, we are in a recreational zone. We are flying under FPV Article 16. Now that gives us an imaginary bubble of 30 meters. As long as we are 30 meters high, we can overfly things in a recreational area under Article 16. We've got to do a risk assessment, which we've already done. The risk assessment has been recorded and saved. So that allows us to fly in an area like this. If you're not part of FPV UK, and even if you don't fly FPV drones, you can see just how useful that is. Generally speaking, for flying over a fun fair, the fun fair isn't open, so please bear in mind, Article 16 does not allow you to fly over crowds. That's really important to remember. But even when it's being built, you would struggle legally to fly over it with anything over 249 grams, or certainly over 500 grams, but never mind a kilogram. But we were able to do it legally, and we're here to answer any questions you've got. Boy Wonder at Gaming said hi, and Only Drone said yoke, yo. So how's it going? So here it is. Here is the DJI Mavic 4 Pro. There is a fun fair that we've just flown over. Now, unfortunately, I put it on charge in the boot of my car. I've got a power pack from All Powers. Boy Wonder says, Only Drones in the house. I did put it on charge. Unfortunately, the power pack didn't have a full battery. So by the time I got up in the air, I was on 25% battery. So I didn't get half as many shots as I wanted to get. But what I did do is I got a couple of shots of the rides using the different camera. I tried to use the vertical shooting, and I've instantly found a problem. So when you go to vertical shooting mode, you can then only tilt 10 degrees. So which way does it go? So you can only tilt that much, which, especially when using the telephoto lenses, is absolutely pointless. Well done, DJI. Well done. Only Drone says, just flown it. Keep the drone close, bro. Yeah, no, I've got Boy Wonder behind me watching for muggers. And I'm only here for about 10 minutes anyway, so. But I'll be honest, some of the shots that I did get were pretty astounding. If we have a look at the top of that hill, I flew to the top of that hill. I took a picture with the wide angle lens, and then I took a picture with the main telephoto and then the medium telephoto, just to show the differences. You've been there all day? Oh, I haven't. Hello, Club Alexandro. Grazie mille for joining. I think that's right. I don't know. The sun's frying my head today, I've got to be honest. So I'm not sure if I got that right or not. But if I didn't, do forgive me. But here she is, the DJI Mavic 4 Pro. And I've just explained to any guys based in the UK how you can actually legally fly over a fun fair that's not open, to clarify. If you was to fly a Mavic that's over 249 grams over a fun fair that is open, you would be breaking the law. Now, why might that be, even if it's not busy? Well, a crowd is defined by somebody that cannot get out of the way. And if we look at that ride in particular, that's got over-the-shoulder restraints. So if your drone was to fall on it and there's only one person on that ride, they would be classed as a crowd or an assembly that cannot get out of the way. So people seem to think, oh, it's got to be loads of people, or it's got to be a couple of people, or it's ultimately if people can get out of the way. So if your drone falls on that ride and somebody's strapped into it, they can't get out of the way, you've broken the law. If you fly over it,
potentially you're going to get arrested for that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it's still being built. There's nobody here. Well, there is people here, but there's no assemblies here. There's no crowds here. There's nobody strapped into rides. So under Article 16 of FPV UK, we have flown completely legally. Oh, you've been here all day here with the drone. You should show me some pictures. Well, you can't show this, can you? That's a shame you can't reply with pictures on here, to be fair. It's been hot, I've got to be honest. Grazie mille is correct. Ah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Like I say, it's been a while since I practiced it. I really, really need to get practicing some more of it, especially when your government rings me up and says, please come and film the Dolomites for us. And I'll be like, well, okay, I suppose, you know. We can but dream, Alexandro. We can but dream, can't we? But yeah, so that's it really. I thought I'd just jump on a live for 10 minutes, say hello to everybody. We are going to have regular live streams back on the channel, so Thursdays and Sundays. A very good friend of mine has given me a couple of naming ideas. And they're so good, they're brilliant, but I can't remember what they were. So I do apologise for that. Only John says, I'll shut up. I doubt that very much. So, have you got any questions about the DJI Mavic? Well, my question would be, why the hell is my camera so dark? That's close enough. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Ask a question. Don't ask a question. I don't care. But I thought I'd just come and chill on here with you because, you know, why not? Why not? It's chill, innit? I may come back here again. I don't know. I've got to be honest. I respect the people that run this fun fair. I think they're lovely people. But I don't know if there's any point in me coming back because it's the same that it's been for the past sort of 3 or 4 years. They do a great job. It's a wonderful, wonderful fun fair that people enjoy. But from a drone point of view, is there any point in shooting the same rides in the same positions? There's a slight change here and a slight change there. So I may not get any more shots of it, but we've got some shots with this drone anyway. So, Not Here said hi. RP said, let's go fly, mate. I've just flown, buddy. I've just flown. Club Alexandro says, I heard that thing can do 90 kilometers an hour. Well, it's funny that you should say that, Alexandro, because on a deleted live stream, unfortunately it was deleted due to an error, but on a deleted live stream that we did earlier on today, I had it to 85 kilometers an hour. Now, I couldn't get it to go any faster than 85 kilometers an hour, but nonetheless, using the DJI rounding system, 85 kilometers an hour is pretty much 90 kilometers an hour anyway, isn't it? You'd have to Google that, Boy Wonder, because I actually don't know. In fact, chat, Boy Wonder said, Tim S said, remember to hit like. Chat, what's 90 kilometers an hour in miles per hour? I'm going to guess it is 50 miles an hour, 48 miles an hour. I'm guessing, that's my final guess, 48 miles an hour. 55 miles an hour. Are you sure about that? Huh? Because if 100... Oh no. Yes, that's where I'm getting confused. So fast. Tim says 12 miles per hour. Only Drone says 70 miles per hour. Alexandra says we need a real FPV drone from DJI. I agree. Now, hopefully, DJI sending me this is the beginning of the channel expanding and exploding, because if it is and they'll start listening to ideas from people like me, then you all know that that's what I'm going to push for constantly, because that's ultimately where we are. This drone's brilliant. This drone's amazing. This drone's not perfect. This drone's really not perfect. There's a couple of issues, and I'll bring them out on the live on the review, sorry, that I don't think people have even mentioned, but there's a couple of features that's missing from it that's massive. Now they'll probably get added 6 months later with a firmware update, but like, I can't believe that nobody's actually mentioned them up to now. But like I said on my community post yesterday, and I thought it was important to say it yesterday before I got this and started raving about it, gear won't make you any better. It really won't. If you've not mastered your craft with the gear that you've got, buying new gear will not make it any better for you. Master your craft first, and then once you've mastered your craft and you can eke out every single little bit of performance from the craft that you've got, whatever it may be, then look to upgrade. But unless your flying is perfect, unless your storytelling is perfect, unless your editing is perfect, unless your social medias are perfect, don't spend money. And this is going to sound righteous, and I don't mean it in a negative way, but just get better at what you're doing. Practice what you're doing rather than spending money on things that will do the same thing. If you put... There's a saying in the UK, and forgive me, and I don't mean this to be negative on anybody, but if you put shit in, you get shit out. Work on your craft. So I thought that community post was really important yesterday. But that said, that's me going off on a tangent. That said, it's bloody brilliant. If you're going to buy it and fly it in auto camera mode and you're going to like just use quick shots and stuff, just get the Mavic free. Thank you very much, Boy Wonder. We have 6 minutes left until we have to go. Yeah, just buy Mavic free, like, or even a Mavic 2. But if you're gonna eke out performance, you know, manual camera settings, manual flight control, storytelling, editing, then go for it, because this is amazing. And the fact that DJI are working with us now blows my socks off. I could never have believed where the channel would be. That's down to you guys. That's not down to me. So give yourselves a pat on the back. Thank you so much for supporting us, genuinely. And I genuinely mean that. Let me have a look at some of the comments. Alexandra says, my Mini 3 Pro is enough for what I do. Only Drone says same. Alexandra says, congrats, man. I appreciate that. I genuinely appreciate that. The Mini 3 Pro, unless you're earning money from drones, the Mini 3 Pro is more than enough for anybody. If you're earning money and you've got big contracts, and let's be fair, some big contracts will pay for one of these on their own, then fair enough. Or if you've got, you know, £3 in your back pocket, burning a hole, and you've got a disposable income of 10 grand a month, buy one, because it's amazing. But only if you're going to use it to its potential, because otherwise, save yourself a couple of grand, buy a Mini 4 or a Mini 3, spend £2 on going on a trip. And this is my advice. Right, okay, sit down everybody, grab a drink. This is my advice, okay? So if you're not at the top of your game and you know you can improve on things, don't spend £3 on a new drone. Spend £3 on a holiday to an exotic location, pyramids, the desert, icebergs, somewhere that is gorgeous, that is stunning, that is out of this world. Take the drone that you've got and go and shoot that, because you will get far more value out of that than buying the same drone and flying in the same location all the time. Now, I know I fly at my field a lot, but I do that as a control test to compare the drones when I do the review. I do fly in lots of different locations. But honestly, spend your £3, take yourself away, take yourself to an amazing location, take your drone with you and create magic. And believe you me, you'll get bitten by the bug, you'll want to improve, you won't be thinking, I want to spend £3 to fly in the same place. Anyway, let me check the comments. Dorfmeister says, my Mini 3 collects dusts. I thought I might have a buy last weekend and I was kind of disappointed when it fell through. Gutted. BM46 got an iFly F4D6S on Sunday. Yeah, they're lovely. I've got one of those off Barry Morgan FPV. Lovely. Only Drone says, or a sugar daddy. Honestly, if you've got, like I say, if you've got the money, but then if you've got a spare £3, just genuinely take yourself away. Take yourself away to somewhere that is exotic, that is stunning, that you can create pure cinema with, because you will get far more value than buying something that's going to cost you £3 and you're just going to do the same thing over and over with it. Like, listen to, I speak from experience, I promise you, I really do. Dorfmeister said, to quote the guy on the ski lift, it's not the, to quote the guy on the ski lift, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian, absolutely. Alexandra says, that's what my wife says. She doesn't like FPV at all, but she supports me. Yeah, my wife doesn't like FPV, but she supports the living shit out of it, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm lucky to have somebody like that. I genuinely am. But honestly, and I'm probably going to put this in my review video, and maybe DJI will never work with us again. But honestly, if you're scrimping and scraping to even to buy the base model at £2, don't do it. Book a holiday. Book a holiday to somewhere amazing and take the drone that you've got now, grab a set of ND filters and create cinema. Because as soon as you've seen what you can actually create, you're going to want to improve, and you'll spend the next year chasing that hit, that dopamine hit, that high. I know what I'm talking about. I really do. Cheers to all the supportive spouses, says Dorfmeister. Absolutely. Where would we be without them? Let me check the time, because I think I've got to go. got to go in a couple of minutes. Yeah, where would we be? Where would any of us be without supportive spouses? Let's be honest. I nearly said scousers then, but that's no, just no. But where would any of us be? Like, it's an expensive hobby. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. You know, I know, Alexandro, you've gone to some Maldives and some pretty stunning places. Where you live is gorgeous, brother. You don't need to spend $3,000 on a Mavic 4. I've seen where you fly. The stuff you've got and the stuff that you've already created, even when you dunked in a lake, is gorgeous. Like, hone your craft, genuinely. Seriously, hone your craft. Like, and that's not just aimed at you, that's aimed at everybody. I think what you're doing, by the way, Alexandro, is really, really, really good for how long you've been in the hobby. So take that and run with it. Tell your missus that I said it, and she might let you buy a Mavic 4. I have the base one, nice. Alexandra says, I'm not doing it. I appreciate it, man. What license do I need for FPV? You will need for a... Bruce, I've got to go in literally 30 seconds, and it's not because of you, brother. It's really not because of you. What license do you need? You're going to need a spotter legally. So you're going to need a spotter on every single one of your flights. If you fly an FPV, you're going to need an operator ID on your drone because you're over 249 grams, and you will need a flyer ID and to take the DMARS test. And if you want to fly anywhere that's within 150 meters of places, I suggest that you join FPV UK to fly under Article 16, and you can fly in many, many more places legally. But you will always need a spotter. Don't ever forget that. People do fall foul of that. People accuse me all the time of never flying with a spotter, but I've got evidence on virtually every single flight when I land that the spotter stood next to me. So, you know, people can say what they want. That's just the internet for you, isn't it? And trolls. Listen, I'm going to go because I've got to go and pick up my other child. Bruce, listen, I'm so sorry.
Thanks to me because I'm a spotter.
Yes, thanks to Boy Wonder for being an amazing spotter. I've got a couple of spotters, but I've got 3 actually.
The world's best spotter.
But Boy Wonder is the world's best spotter, and we're going to get him on the channel. We was going to fly together today, but this DJI sent me this, and there you go. Hey, you soon. The supporters to the spouses calling. Brilliant. Bruce, thank you so much for turning up to this live, brother. I've got to go and pick up my kid, and. Listen, you're all amazing. You're all amazing. The channel is growing to levels I could never, ever have dreamt it, and it's because of you guys. Thank you all so much. I will upload some shorts later. Beeman 46, what drone license for FPV? I did answer that. If you've got that question again, if you didn't understand my answer, drop a comment in one of the normal videos as a normal comment, and I'll reply to you with all the details. Right, I've got to run. Love you all. Peace out. Adios.